So anyway, he got more to drink. This is his second beer at this point. We're in this square. It's nice, but I started to feel like him pulling more and more away from me, which is often something that happens with people who are alcoholic. Let's see how my breakfast is coming. And so I was feeling like, okay, I don't know about this. So at this point, he started looking at his phone, and I could tell he was checking the WhatsApp group of digital nomads to see if anything was going on. And then he starts talking about this guy who's kind of, I don't know, he's just this guy who like smokes and just hangs out and doesn't really do much, but he's kind of a center point of the digital nomad group. Oh, also, at this point, he told me that at the last digital nomad meetup, he had gotten really drunk and loud and broke some stuff. And so he was so glad they let him back in. You could tell he felt bad about it. So I was starting to get some signs that he had a drinking problem. So we go to this, he starts walking me over to this event, and then I hear him say this really vulgar, like Croatian word. He starts talking in Croatian, and I know that the word means kind of bitch, because someone already told me that word, and I said, hey, I know that word, because I was wondering, like, is he talking about me? And then he said, oh, he was complaining about how people were spending more money on alcohol. So I got to this event, and there were lots of people there that I knew. And this is the second time that a friend showed up for me. Friend in community. Friend I don't know that well, but I've met a couple times. So there's a connection there. So I have my bestie, and then I have my community friend. And she's just there, and I'm kind of reflecting what's going on with me. And then at a certain point, I feel like I don't want to be here. It's 10 at night. I don't want to be staying up all night. I wanted to watch a nice movie with this guy. And I don't want to be here, because I'm texting with my bestie too. And so I go over to him. At that point, he's just so disconnected. He's talking about how much he loves this kind of guy who's, I don't know, like some Uber driver, cocaine user, smoker. He's just with all these cocaine, druggy types. I don't do drugs. I mean, as you know, I have a glass of wine from now and then, and I'm not like saying that's good or bad, but I'm just being transparent about kind of where I am with these substances. So anyway, I go back to my friend and I say, I think I'm gonna leave. And she just looks at me with so much empathy, gives me a big hug. And that hug in that moment was just so great for me. And she said, I don't use drugs and whatever. And it was just, that's community. So if you're dating, surround yourself with community. And then the next thing that happened is I was walking up the stairs back to my house. It was around 11. I felt really good about my choice to go home. And I also felt good I also was sending a lot of love to my younger self, because when I was younger, I cared so much about what people thought of me that I would have forgiven a lot of behavior that wasn't unkind to me, because I just thought, wow, for someone to like me is the most amazing thing ever. And now I love myself, and I have friends who love me. So what I'm looking for in a partner is not validation that I'm lovable anymore. It's part of it, because I think that, and actually it's very helpful to want someone to love you, because if someone's interested in dating you that you think is of quality, then maybe you need to change some things about yourself. But that's not, at this stage, I don't need that validation so badly that I'm willing to just date anyone. So actually with this guy, I'm learning. And I'm learning that he has an alcohol problem, and that he can't get it together enough for a date to just do what we said we were going to do, which is watch a movie. So I'm walking up the stairs. So I'm sending a lot of love to my younger self, who I know would have felt rejected, would have not understood why he was saying these things. I might even have felt like, wow, my cooking was really terrible. He's right. But instead, I just knew this is alcoholism. And you can't, because I dated an alcoholic for a really long time, I know that words cannot get through to them, especially if they're drinking. And so you don't even need to try. You just know all this moralizing, all of this criticism, it's just the alcohol. It has nothing to do with you. It's a chemical imbalance in the brain, period. That's all. So I felt wise about that.